going to be looking at the classification of notes. Music, we have what we call musical alphabets. The musical alphabet ranges from the letter E to G, and this will best be demonstrated if we look at its setting on the keyboard, the piano. Now, this is a piano keyboard. It comprises of a sequence of all the musical alphabets. This sequence of musical alphabets can range from one letter alphabet to the next letter alphabet to give you what we call an octave, as we defined earlier. So this is what we call the musical alphabet C. This is C, and it is the lowest C on your piano keyboard. So from this C to this C gives you one octave. From this C to this C gives you another octave. From this C to this C gives you yet another octave. Now this octave here as C4, we call it the middle C on our piano keyboard. So the sequence of musical alphabet continues until you get to the last musical alphabet on your piano keyboard. This is supposed to be a standard piano keyboard with 7 octaves from C1, C2, C3, C4, C6 to C8. So this is a standard piano keyboard. Now, back to our lesson. This musical alphabet, when we are sight reading tonic solfa, they are being represented by the letters D, R, M, F, S, L, T, again, continuously. So instead of the letter alphabet, the musical alphabet E to G in tonic solfa, we represent them as the letters D, R, N, F, S, L, T. Of course, which also have a particular or unique tone. Now, we have what we call the low octave notes, we have the natural notes, and we have the high octave. Now, back to our keyboard. When we are on the middle C, that is the C, the middle, directly the middle of our keyboard, the note ranges from this C, that is C4, to this note C5, generally known as the middle octave. This octave gives you a range or pitch whereby most of the voices, soprano, alto, tenor, bass, can easily accommodate. By scale down from this C down to any other letter alphabet in the piano keyboard, it is known as the low octave. That is said to be in the low octave. Now, this is B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. So from C3 to the C4 here gives you a low octave immediately below the middle C, or the low octave immediately below the natural notes. So that gives you 1 octave below C4. Now from the same vein, from C2 to C3 gives you yet 2 octaves below the natural notes. Now, on the other hand, from C5 to C6 gives you 1 octave immediately above the middle C, or 1 octave immediately above the natural note. The same way, from C6 to C7 gives you 1 octave above, 2 octave rather, above the natural note. So I think it would be better if we start demonstrating this, singing it as it's supposed to be in solfa notation. So back to the note shortly. So just like I said, these the musical alphabet are represented with these letters when we are singing in solfa notation. So this is the natural notes. These are the low octave. Now you should be able to note here that the low octave notes are written in such a way that they have a pitch sign written beneath every letter alphabet. Every letter. There's a pitch sign here. That this is a denote sign. That means this note has been denoted one octave below the natural note. This sign shows that it's denoted one octave below this. This pitch sign, this denoted sign here, means it has been denoted one octave below the natural notes continuously until it gets to the last one here. In the same way, the high octave also has a pitch sign that shows that the do here is raised one octave above this natural note. The re here is raised one octave above the natural note re. The mi here is raised one octave above the natural note here. The same way continuously until we get to the last, which is T. If we are going to sing those notes, it's going to sound something like this. From this C4, which is of course the do, this is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, again. So this is the natural occurring note in the key of C. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. If we are going to take it in a low octave, it's going to be from the C3 here, which is one octave below the middle C, and it's going to be a bit deeper because it is a lower octave. It's going to sound like then to the middle C. Now, on the other way round, if we are going to take one octave higher than the middle C or the natural note, the key of C, it's going to be from C5. So that is it. The natural octave from C4 to the next octave C5, the low octave which can be just one octave down, C3 to C4, or a high octave, just one high octave, C5 to C6. Now, of course, we can have other low octave notes which can be from C2 to C3 or from C1 to C2. But then, these are somehow unusual, especially when we are singing the solfa notation. So to take this together, let's take from the low octave to the natural note and then to a high octave. Just one octave low and one octave high. So we're going to be taking it from C3. That is one octave lower than the natural note. That is the low octave. Now the natural note will start at that is the natural note. Then the high octave will start at C5. So that is it. That is it about the low octave, the natural note, and the high octave.